Hello everyone, welcome back to the Book of Hours. Let's get to it. Welcome back. So, where were we last time? We were cracking open some rooms, weren't we? We got open to the atrium, the flood gallery, and of course down here, which we didn't exactly observe. So we're going to start by checking out the Servants' Hall. Hendrik de Wolf, first Baron Brankrug, was granted Hush House after the dissolution of St. Brandon's by Old Copper-Nose, King Henry VIII. I didn't know he was called Old Copper-Nose. In an act of unusual generosity for that tight-fisted king, the grant came with the title of Baron, and writes, Sicut Regal, like a king, the quasi-independence traditionally accorded to marcher lords. Hendrik was clearly determined to live as befitted his new rank, and he expanded the house accordingly to support sufficient staff. Okay, so marcher lords was referenced up here as well. The wolves were often said in some sense to be marcher lords, charged with the keeping of boundaries. Okay. Terrific. So, what do we have down here? We have things and stuff. A loom. Oh, not a musical instrument. It's a loom. Excellent. We have both nectar and moth workstation here. Which means we can do moth thingy right here. Just in time, as we're about to hit day. So I'm not going to hit unpause until we've done that. Inscribed clock, a gift from Sir David Green to a favoured retainer. I don't know who's David Green was again. Widow candle, seen plenty of those. Servants' Hall fireplace. We have a slim parcel. Cash. Something interesting must be inside. Use consider to open it. Ooh, that's interesting. So, okay. Contraband flotsam. Okay. Misshapen fruit. Salvaged windfalls. Lumpy but tasty. I don't know how long they've been there, let's be honest. Pigeon statue, beautiful enamelled little image. The maker's mark is AW. Abbott Westcott, I would assume. Abbott Westcott? What was his first name? Ambrose Westcott. There we go. He was a fan of hunting, wasn't he? Warmly coloured yarns, a blushing nest of possibilities. Okay. Fabric. I doubt we can read that, I'll be honest, but sure. Midnight mark. A blemish left on a page or a skin by a careful incision or a judicious sting to preserve a little of the power of the night. So, is that going to disappear? The salt signs disappeared. Is this one also going to go? A blemish left on a page or skin by a careful incision or a judicious sting. Okay, so like a it's a dot. Terrific. Moth orchid scented candle. 2 knock and a moth. Fuel light candle. Widow's candle. And lastly, piano. A gift from Kitty Mazarine, who would sometimes pop by of an evening to sing, but her successor Solomon never won for music, disliked the way its notes would drift up the stairs to the reading room, and forbade the staff to play their piano before sunset. Well, it's quite rude. Omen. Those who know see, those who see know. Sound and element of the soul. Okay. Keep that in mind. Probably also applies to other musical instruments, but hey. So, a nice little room. We're going to go ahead and throw some clouds, Trist, and Edicts Liminal? Sure. Tanglebrag. Let's see what that is. And will these marks disappear, I wonder? Oh no, they didn't. Why did they disappear? Why did this disappear in the past, I wonder? We can consider these and see what's inside. I think we might as well. Actually, let's double check what rooms we're going to be popping open. Ruined kitchen. Finally, signs of a fire, but it looks as if, fortunately for the chimney breast, collapsed before it could. It looks as if, fortunately, the chimney breast collapsed before it could spread too far. Sure. It can't be why the house was abandoned. In any case, the kitchen will need skilled labour to restore it to a usable state. Forge 6 we can do. Sky... what do we have from our Reverend? No, he has knock. Who has Sky? Coffin Maker has Sky. If we wanted to go that route. Can we bolster that in any significant way? I don't think so. We got 1 from that, and I think we should get 3 from one of these. Or 2. Maybe 2. Yeah. So yeah. Not close. 3 plus 1 is 4. We can only get 1 sky from a memory, so we're easily able to do 5, but not 6. The forge would be easier. 7 and 7 Grail. I don't think that's accessible to us right now. Moon and Rose. I think we can. So we have Fet's 3 rows. And something else gave Rose 2 from Confounding Parable, so we can get into there with anyone, which we should do. So that's there. That one we can do. Nope. 8 of something out of our reach. 6 heart. Midwife has 1 heart. We can pull 2 heart from a memory of solace. That'd be 3, 4, 5. I don't think we have a tool or anything that can bolster it up beyond 5. Lantern should be doable. 2 from Frost, 2 from memory, and Priestman has 2. So that'll be the way forwards. There's a priest on here. We can definitely, I think, do forge on this, so the smith on there. We can't use bells and braziers, but we can use a memory with forge 2 and metal. So that's the plan, right? You got all that? You're keeping track. So, what do we want to do? We basically need... anyone can go in here. It's going to be the Reverend because he's free. Up here we need the Smith. Up here we need the Reverend. And down here we need the Smith again. And up here we need... we can use the Midwife for that. And not for that. Okay. I think time's in our favour again, so if we... the rose one will be a bit weird. Maybe? Do we need Fet for anything specific? I don't think so, no. Doable, but we're gonna stick to what we did, quote unquote, yesterday. Which is how do I do this again? Arab to summon the midwife, Chor to bolster her to 5, and something to get the memory. Fost to summon the priest, reverend even, another Fost to empower him, and something random to let's put that there, like this. Sure, whatever. And something random to pull out the memory. Then metal to summon the smith, another metal to empower him, and something random to pull out the memory. Got it? Easy, no problem. Definitely won't fuck this up. Fets to... I mean, we don't have time for it, but in theory those two could be used to pull the Reverend, but we just don't have time in the day for more than 3 people. Even 3 is a stretch, I'll be honest, but let's live crazy. So, what do we want to do? We want to grab everyone. Nope, that's not that. We want to start with Arab. And throw you some money. We're going to then... We don't need to split any money, fortunately, because the smith is kind enough to break some change for us. And our dear Reverend is always happy to help us for free. We also need to be using books, so... Travelling at Night 2 is for the maid, 2 heart. In the Mallory, 2 forge, and letters to my successor, 2 lantern. Great, easy. Who are we starting with? We're going to be smart this time and save the Reverend for last, because he is free. So if we don't have time for him, not much is lost. We're doing that. Correct. Cool. We can collect everyone out of here. Oh yeah. All the change we were given. Fortunately, that became £1 note again because we gave midwife 24 pence, and she only needed 12, as did the blacksmith. So, what can we do? We can start talking up the midwife. You know, in an appropriate manner, of course. Move the exhausted ones out of the way. And crank us up to speed 6 again. Pull that out. We can... How long did that take us? I think it didn't take us too long. Technically, yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do this. Grab that. So that's been done. Next up is this one, which we throw anything in except for the things we need. Grab that. Midwife. Talk about that. Cool. We have her back. We can throw her into there. Unlock. We should be talking. Yeah, we're gonna let that pass first of all. There we go. We have that, which memory of foresight. Just double checking. Can go into here. So that will push us up to 6 forge. Terrific. And lastly, we can be considering these with that. We have our blacksmith, He's on 6, but we're just waiting for that room. There we go. Do we want to open the kitchen or a boring staircase? Again, I think the staircase is getting ignored. Throw you into there. And we can start talking to him about Faust. Let's have a look at this morgue. Examination room. Hendrik de Wolf evicted the family of the healer Natan from the Barber's Tower, as it was then called. From the Barber's Tower, as it was then called. I have rooted out the Barber's brood. He is recorded to have gloated. Okay, yeah. Hendrik de Wolf was recorded to have gloated. I have rooted out the Barber's brood. But his great-great-grandson, Gideon, the motley baron, for his brindled hair, restored the tower and made it a place of healing again. I was making sure that wasn't about to say air, but no, definitely hair. As in successor. Not the successor, just like the stuff on his head. Of course, the equipment in the room dates from the current century, but Gideon's other nickname was the Cutter. It was rumoured that he bought corpses for dissection. Even then, he was a vivisectionist. The latter was probably a slander, but one way or another, scholars have been cutting up corpses in here for a very long time. Vivisection is like that's the one where they're still alive, right? You cut open a live person and have a look inside. Like surgery, but you're not really doing anything important, you're just rummaging around. Yeah, anyway, good to know. Can I close that? It's a bit in the way. Oh good, we have another big old slab. Okay, so what do we have in here? We have a necropsy table, a hygienic place for scrupulous examination of whatever might remain. Okay. Just a slab of rock. When examining a person, I don't know. Material tool. Sure. And that's good for some of those. Bucket of seawater. Flecks of foam float on the surface. Sure. Morgue boots. Reliable rubber. A bookshelf, which I suppose all of them would be if they weren't open. They were open. Uncatalogued books. We shouldn't take all of those yet. We can. Why not? We're going to put those elsewhere. Can I close this? I can move the screen, but what have you. I can sort that out now. We recognise this serpentine slab. It's a thing. Phosphorescent scrapings. Rendered inert, but still luminous. Okay. Essential periost. What happens when you boil and scrape us down to our utter fundamentals? Nectar and scale, and winter, and it's a dead person. Heart in a jar, an offering or an exhibit. Well, that's a thing has happened. Memory of a revelation. How are we doing on everything? Bring that down there. And talk to you again on memories. The rain is interesting. 7 Grail, but a rain is a memory, so we can't. We don't have other memories of Grail that we can easily access, at least not of 2 strength. So that could be useful. So 2 Grail plus we've already exhausted our things. Arab would have had 2 Grail to it. considering for next time it rains. Any of these with grail? I hope they're like that. Will it show? It's showing for the silver spoon tray, but it seems we don't have any skills with grail. Kind of understandable. Decadence isn't really a skill, it's a pleasure. We've accidentally dropped our book because we let time pass and we've filled up our inventory. It is slightly annoying how things don't fully fit on there all the time, but oh well. I would like that back, thanks. It's a very important book to me, and it is worth, well, it's not worth much, but it's literally addressed to me. So we'll put that back there. We can put that back there, and we can put that back there. Yeah. There like that, and there like that. Cool. So once again, we have made good work of. Let me just confirm before we make a mistake and let time slip away from us. There we go. We have made use of a good day of opening up rooms. The kitchen. Kingsluck pie, a beef pie with pears and cinnamon and secret ingredients, is the traditional dish of the house. It was first cooked, they say, for King Henry, when in great secrecy on St. Piran's Day he came to Cornwall seeking the king metal, tin, to restore his alloy. It probably didn't happen, but the pie did. To restore his metal. Copper knows Henry VIII, and he wanted tin. Was he making bronze? I don't know. Something. We have a serve here location. We have a kitchen range, which is more than just a fire. Soul, skill, memory, ingredient, and seasoning. Interesting. That'd be good. They're part of it. We have these up here. Honey, cuckoo honey. The blood of the hour called malachite also, and furthermore, wonderful on toast. True. Heart, moth, and nectar, and scale, and edge. Wow, that's a lot. The Bloomerend were rogues and trickster heroes among the carapace kinds. Indigenous, brave, prolific, untrustworthy. In Numa, their children might yet bring their gifts to ordinary hives. Okay. Cake time. Kitchen bowls. Sure, that's a tool with heart on it. Ooh. A tool with heart on it. You know what that means? The midwife, who had just finished getting through every 5th level heart room for us, is now able to get through every 6th level heart room for us. Her work never ends. Dandelion wine. Homemade flower wine. Cool. It's got some stuff. Lambiche. Words. I don't know how to say those words. Distilled from apples in the oldest forest of the western continent. Skulls Jennings, a dry aromatic white wine. Okay, and over here we have Labhitic tincture. A much more potent preparation can be extracted from the remains of labhite, but labhite generally frowns on this technique. Labhites, plural there. Okay. Tea. We've already seen that, it's more tea. Pickled mushrooms, you'll learn to like them. Translation, no one really likes mushrooms. Until they're persuaded otherwise. Hen's egg, delicious when cooked, alarming when dropped. Yeah. Egg. When an egg is not dead, something may emerge. When an egg is dead, something may be placed within. There's a Blake, 7th librarian of Hush House. Isle water and bunch of grapes. Okay. Wrecked pantry. Smashed glass and shattered timber. This room can be restored and there'll be salvageable provisions tucked away in the wreckage, but I'll need someone with strong arms and a patient heart. Okay. Someone with strong arms and a patient heart. The midwife, once more. we probably should be like hiring, you know, people from the inn who have like 4th level aspects, but this seems to be working for now. As long as we can occupy ourselves with the low level rooms, we'll eventually get to the high level ones. Ravaged foundry. This room has not only been abandoned but vandalized. Someone has smashed the place up and scrawled W signs on the wall in blood and soot. I'll need skilled assistants to return it to use. That's another job for the smith. Okay. We know all these places, right? Yeah, dim hall and thing, 8th level seems to be this point-ish. Yeah, 7th level, yeah. Cool. Well, we got this. I will, since we have the time, that is that, so throw in that. And what do we use FET on? We can use it on either of these places, though I don't think... If we just acquire more sand, we can just start using it really. We're just stockpiling it for no reason. Erase the sand even. There's some here. Lantern and moon. It's very weak. Whispering sand. Stronger. Okay, sure. I will throw it in here because I can. We want to do that. I mean, 6 rows, that should be something good, right? Right? Maybe. Hey look, 6pence. And we have down here U blank, a wood sacred to the Malachite, who is also called Ringu, but also the tree that the dead pass in the dark. It's a fuel wood material. We've not actually fed anything to the fire, or fires as fuel. I wonder what the benefit to that is. 2 nectar and 1 winter. I would like to go down here because we have set it down softly or it might roll away even uphill. What was I doing? I was about to throw or see if I could throw this U-blank in somewhere. Unfortunately we can't use it in this place. Effort and thing. If I cast an object into the fire, it will be transformed, destroyed, lost. Use this to dispose of junk or for dangers. So that's just throwing away something dangerous. But we've not really encountered anything dangerous. Or at least... That won't fit there, obviously. Can it fit up here? It can. It's a decorative log. Oriflame once more. Would like... we can't afford that. The Lionsmith, one of the 2 great hours of struggle, broke his sword into 7 shards. Natalia Rulu, 5th librarian of Hush House, describes the nature of each of those shards, allegorically and otherwise. So I'm gonna make a note of that because we won't be able to purchase it. This sadly only... Oh wait. Ah! We just about can. I thought that gold was 4, but no, it's 5. I wonder if it only offers you something you can afford. Because otherwise you'd be sat there crying as everything passes you by. So who was it again? Natalie Brillo, 5th librarian. We have her on the podium yet. Not Kitty. 4th librarian, 5th librarian. Okay. So I don't think we have any other busts around. Lady Triffin. What the hell are we doing today? More rooms. We can do more rooms. We have one for the smith. We have this one up here can now be opened thanks to the bowl, though we might not have time if we're needing to talk to her about 3 things. Ooh. Have I looked in the... Oh, I forgot to look in the big room, haven't I? Veiled chamber. I realise we're past the 30-minute mark, but I'm not going to leave you on a cliffhanger here because you're no doubt screaming at me that I'm about to miss it. The words thing, 9th level of things. We have time to read that later. Words. Nave of the Abbey Church. For 1,000 years, the unconquered sun has been worshipped here in all his aspects, though since the heresies of the intercalate, many of those aspects are considered distinct hours in their own right, and the sun's death and birth are both now celebrated. Okay, true. Since areas of the intercalate, many of those aspects, the aspects being the unconquered sun, yeah. As in the Watchman, the Meniscate, the Sun in Rags, and the Madrigad. Those symbols in the back on the stained glass used to be part of the... was it the Sun Immaculate or something? The original sun hour. And then it kind of, got ripped apart and died. The Abbey Church used to be more golden, but many of the valuables were lost at the Abbey's dissolution, including the original stained glass. These magnificent windows are of recent manufacture, financed by the 8th librarian, Green. Okay, 8th librarian, Green, okay. Who was a believer of the Second Dawn variety. I'm going to make a note. Green, 8th librarian. Just in case it's not been mentioned anywhere else. I certainly haven't recalled, remembered it. Look, uncomfortable seats, shaped to assure the attention of the faithful. True. Vase of lilies and small candlesticks, the usual stuff. An organ. And that was a note. Sure. Application, inspiration, it's an instrument. By the way, keep an eye out for anything that will be like, allow me to attune, push a skill further. I'm not 100% sure I've caught all of those. Anyway. The Watchman. The way is lit for the willing and for the unwilling. Grand. What is within without what is without within. Where it ends, it will be a beautiful ending. Whatever is not necessary shall be quenched. Okay. Interesting. So let's have a... I'll have a zoom in on that for anyone who wants to have a look. She's holding a cup of fire and a cup of water. And there are flowers growing around her. This one here, the Sun in Rags. an upside down king, as in, like, you know, dead king or something, but also a fool. Fool was hung upside down, but yeah. She's got skulls attached to her arms, ribbons. Yeah. And lastly, the watchman has a big eye with crooks. The crooks symbolize shepherd, and it leads its flock to enlightenment, etc. Cool. Well, that's what's this other one? We just have passing of hours, I think. A little arrow pointing this way. It goes this way. Cool. I think that's a good wrapping up point. Let's end the episode there. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Next time we will be cracking open more rooms as the midwife's challenge never ends, and yeah, we should be able to get access to another bedroom, most likely moon themed. Oh yeah, there's the same symbol that was up in the church. Anyway, if you like the video, feel free to give it a like, etc. I should probably take a break, and I have like 7 of these episodes that I need to now edit and, you know, make sure that they actually worked. I've not checked to see if any of them have recorded properly, so hopefully they have. I'll be doing that. But until next time, I hope you enjoy the episode, and hope to see you then. Peace.